Hi friends, I can't even lie, right? I've just taken my chewing gum out of my mouth and so I'm holding it now because I didn't want it to be like slapping around my mouth whilst I'm talking to you. So instead I'm waving it in front of the camera. So that's gross. This video, I'm just about to intro. Also, I'm growing my fringe out, so it's all in my eyeballs, and I can't really do any better than this today because I don't want to. This video that you're about to see is a gig that I just did. I need to stop waving my chewing gum in front of the camera. So the gig that I just did, which was absolutely fantastic, it was in my hometown of Birmingham, which made it extra special because I don't often gig in Birmingham, and it meant that there was people there who don't normally get to see me gig, which is really cool. It was at Cherry Red's in Birmingham, already said Birmingham a few times. It was an absolute honour to headline on a night where the feature artists were two of my biggest inspirations, again with the chewing gum, two of my biggest inspirations on the poetry scene. The open mic list was a list of my friends who absolutely smash it out of the park. Like, the level of talent in that room was not normal. It was incredible. Well, you're about to see it. It was incredible. Make sure you watch to the end because there is a poet from America who has come over and she did a headline set at the end. Her name is Special K. She absolutely blew us away and you just have to see it. So watch this video through to the end. Like, comment and subscribe because I promise I don't always take stuff out of my mouth and show it to the camera. And yeah, enjoy the video and hopefully I'll see you in my next one.
We have to do better and let our friends know that it won't be accepted. To catcall and quarter wall, commenting audible, yelling at women, fucking making them uncomfortable. You're not entitled to our attention, and yet you become offended when you don't get it. Getting aggressive when your advances are rejected shows you fuck all. What were you expecting? You are not a factor in how she got dressed. No clothes are invitation to harassment. A no is not an indication to try harder. It is a straight up rejection of sexual advances. Because boys will be boys is not a fucking excuse. Your voice is your voice, it's up to you what you do. And boys will be boys is not an excuse, and your choice is your choice. No one made it for you. Look.
Morrison's have run out of lettuce, so what the fucking hell? Morrison's have run out of lettuce, it looks like Brexit's going well. Morrison's have run out of lettuce, so have Sainsbury's and Tesco's too. I wanted a bit on me sandwich, now what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'd have loved a bit of chopped iceberg. Some little gem or some coss. I would even have had them all undressed, preceded by a satisfying toss. Thank you.
And so I was just following the keyboard and I found out when it was too late, I'd written it, that somebody had somehow changed the letter F and P over on my... This phone, if that's what it is about nothing in particular. Just various bits and pieces.
A little bumping from masturbation, self-loathing and puberty as they go into the second bend, but it's bewildered Nick, still tight on the rails, they head on to the back straight, leaving by length of immaturity, insecurity, bad decisions, unemployment and an unsuitable girlfriend all gaining on him. It's bewildered Nick, still leaving by some good head from a girl he met in a nightclub, and a kick in from her boyfriend half an hour later.
My first open mic, this is my Pop the Cherry Red. Therapist, I try and talk, but I get fucked up when I talk, tripped up, stumble and fall, head against this wall that I'm climbing, searching and not finding, hiding and colliding. This atom has exploded, rewired, reloaded, ready for the next episode.
I don't know why it's easy to write about someone else and not about me. Why it's so taxing to take the advice that we give out for free. I guess silence gives the illusion that our problems are just a dream. But what's buried always returns in the most inconvenient of scenes. And I will scheme against the innocent for what the guilty did. And walking blind into our presence for what I felt I did. hiding every scar and every blemish that we built as kids.
It just limbs around my chest, pulls inwards, suffocating me, buries its extremities beneath my ribcage, defeating the shield to restrict blood flow through my arteries. The invisible beast hangs dormant on my shoulders, awaiting one uneasy breath to convince me I feel smothered. Tears roll effortlessly. Abuse at my own hands, mirroring the way he used to stifle me. The numbness is a relief. Otherwise, this would hurt. If it was attention I wanted, there are easier ways than this all-consuming threat, brainwashing me to be an introvert. I long to speak of other thoughts, except positivity is swallowed by trepidation. I long to tell you of the battle I just fought, but right now, panic is my only obligation. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have had such a stressful night. I have had such a stressful night. I didn't expect to be organising this when I got here or hosting at the start.
I'm sorry!
No sorries necessary. Poor Gary, stuck in traffic, car troubles and everything. We have had a hell of a night, and we thought we were in a room twice the size, which would have helped the amount of people that turned up. But thank you so much for turning up, and thank you so much for staying despite the heat, the lack of air. I really want to just dive out that window right now, but I'll do this first.
Nobody's bought me a drink!
Thank you for sticking around. This is such a special night to me. His eyes told me not to speak, that I couldn't leave, that he was angry, that it was my fault. It had to get this dark. How do you scream for help when you can't even breathe? How could I speak out when my voice made him seethe? I listened to him as though he never told me to shut up. From a shelf full of bone china mugs, I was his paper cup. He'd empty me, throw me away like a convenient slut, grind me into the ground alongside every cigarette. But he told me what I could or couldn't wear, judged me on whether I had or hadn't removed hair, turned wipers off in rain lights off at night to remind me to be scared, refused to take me home if wanted to leave with something I shared. He's a joke, and I'm going to tell him over and over again until he gains no reaction anymore. I'll say it on repeat, because his eyes told me not to speak. Thank you. One more poem. Before I do, I have to say all the thank yous, because seriously, this has been so special. I know it's really hot, but like even the lack of air is made up for by the massive amount of quality in this room tonight. It's been absolutely incredible. So thank you so much. The open mic list has been just a list of my friends who have blown me away. Hannah, first time on the open mic, like I cannot believe it. And then to have Clive and Nick here, which has just been really special because they are the reason that I headline. They actually, like, Clive grabbed me for my first headliner, and I headlined at their night for the first time ever. And that was what, like 3 to 4 years ago now?
4 years ago.
4 years? Wow. So that's crazy. So yeah, it's just been like a list of such special people to me. So thank you so much for being here, so much for letting me listen to you. James is one of my biggest inspirations on the poetry scene, massively on the performance side of things. As you don't need me to explain it, you've just seen him, like his performances are wild, so for him to have said that I was that to him is really strange, because I thought that he was that to me. I didn't realise that it went both ways. So tonight's been so special. Gary is incredible. He organises these events all over the place, and he creates these platforms and opportunities for artists and pays them, might I add, and raises money for charities along the way. It's so important and it's so special. Gary, you are such a special person. After one more. This felt appropriate. This was the second poem I ever wrote. It was the first poem I ever wrote about the sexual violence experience that I had when I was younger. And speaking about it now, there's a line in this poem that says 9 years may have passed. It's now 13, and I have come so far over the last 4 years. It's crazy. I didn't think I was going to be alive by this point, and I know I'm not the only person with that experience, and that's exactly why we're raising the money today. I've seen people putting money in that pot, so thank you so much for doing that. We are making a difference. So my journey has been massive, and this last poem just feels like a massive fuck you to the guy who raped me when I was 16. This is called I Win. I've come a long way since that fateful day when you grabbed my arms, my legs, closed the door, drove away. Say goodbye to your house, you'll never see it again. Don't make me laugh, darling, you underestimated my zen. An exterior of calm I obtained as you drove like a psycho. Ironic, a word you once used to insult my big bro. And oh, by the way, my dad, he's not an alcoholic. My God, you spewed some shit, disconnected and robotic. He's a man. A real man. He's how you treat a girl. You would learn a thing or 50 if you weren't so shut off in the real world. You took away any feeling. And the rest, my conscience, my pride, my trust, me at my best, but I can get that back, my dear. You can't ever change your eyes, embedded with evil, riddled with lies. Poor you. You're stuck with you. I don't have to be. Not anymore. I'm ready to be free. I forgive you. Not for you, for me, but I do. I do, because you see, I'm glad it was me. Me you deceived, and not another lady. Without what you did, I wouldn't be this smart. So thanks, you bastard, for helping me create this piece of art. Thank you.
If you didn't figure it out, I'm not from here. America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shine. Nancy. But America, I feel as if thou hast forgotten about me from slavery to the separation, no, I mean the destruction of the black family, to the created and portrayed imagery that only my people live in poverty. America, where is this brotherly love, one of your original cities